Hi, welcome to Simply Scrapping, and it is day 5 of Off the Board. So all this month during July, a group of creative people are choosing something from Pinterest as inspiration, and some of us are doing it every day, some are just hopping in whenever they can. I'm choosing to do every day. I managed to do 30 days of sketches every day, so let's see if I can do 31 days of Off the Board. Fingers crossed I can. So my inspiration today, I'll pop it on the screen now, is a beautiful layout. What drew me to it was the big frame at the top, like the photo frame, negative type frame, and all the torn layers. And the colours are just gorgeous. My colours are going to be different, but I wanted to try and incorporate the large frame and the big letters and the torn, well, not big letters, the back-filled title that they have, which is adventure, and the torn layers. So what am I scrapping? I have this photo. I have trimmed it down already to fit within this negative. It is by the waterfront. So sorry. At dusk. So quite often we will head about, how far is it? Probably 5-7 k's away from our house is Moreton Bay, and we like to head down there sometimes of an evening, get fish and chips and sit at the park and eat them and watch the sun go down, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So this was one of those days, fish and chips by the water. Tide was low obviously, but just the lovely dusk hues in this sunset is just gorgeous. A lot of times it's a lot more vivid than this, but this was just a beautiful apricot-y colour. It's just really pretty. So that is what I'm scrapping today. Sorry, a frog. Okay, now I downloaded from Creative Fabrica, which is my favourite place to go to get embellishments and headings and icons and stuff like that. I downloaded this SVG of a negative strip and then printed it out on my brother's Scan and Cut. I'm really happy with that. Then while I was there, I thought, well, I want a big heading. And originally I was going to do fish and chips by the water. I went, well, that's just too long. So I settled for dusk. And I actually learnt something new, taught myself something new on the Scan and Cut. I was so proud. I used a font that was just an outline, and then created it bigger, but what I wanted was to back it, so it was just going to have all this like solid and this bit solid, for example, on the D. And I thought, well, I want to be able to back it, so I need to get the inside cut. So I learnt how to create a, I've forgotten what it's called. Sorry. Normally it's an outline offset, I think. But you can actually set the offset to do inside, not outside. So I went, oh, give that a go, see what happens. And it worked. And I am so super excited. That has opened up so many opportunities. Unbelievable. And then I thought, well, how on earth am I going to back these without lots of fiddling around and all sorts of stuff there? So it's not going to be backed in the traditional sense that people back them where they have them raised with the paper underneath. I'm actually going to fill them by putting patterned paper, gluing patterned paper to this, and then cutting around it and slotting them back in. Now I'm hoping that works. We will see. But then it did the D, the U, and the S okay, and then when I got to the K, it refused to do it, which my K is gonna fall apart because this is hanging on by a thread. So I think I was going to tear it off, but I'm going to see if I can keep it hanging on. It wouldn't do the K because there was too many overlapping lines or something. So then I thought, how on earth am I going to do this? Well, I added just a rectangle shape, put it to the right size and put it in the middle there. And here they have different shapes. They had a rectangle with one curved end, and I went, well, that will do. So I put that in there. And it cut it out and it looks like these now. So I was really chuffed with that as well. This is not perfect. It's not at the right angle there. And this should sort of go down at an angle there. But I went, hey, that is better than nothing. Otherwise, I'd be back to the drawing board trying to work out what I could do for a K. So anyway, that is my heading. Now I'm going to move these aside, keep all the bits with them, because that's going to be really important when I go to put coloured paper, patterned paper on those letters. You just move the K, that's going to fall apart, I just know it. Okay, K, stay together. Get that? Okay, anyway, it's a film strip. I have made a few clusters already. I was sitting watching Ginger and Ginger's Corner make clusters with her latest video out, and I went, oh, I'm going to do that too. And I had all these embellishments out in the colours for the layout, and went, well, why don't I just make a couple of embellishment clusters? I'm going to put them at the top of the negative frame, because I don't want to trim the photo. Like, I want the mountains in the background, and I want this lighter colour over here. So I thought, well, where do I, so it just sits in the middle, like in the inspiration. Do I, put it on that side and then cut out the mountains, or do I put it on this side and then don't have the light bit, or do I put it in the middle where I've got a little bit of each? I went, no, I want the whole thing. So I've made two clusters to go either side of that, and that's going to be at the top of the page. We will see if that works. Oops. Then I have lots of other embellishments that are in sort of the oranges, the apricots, the greys colours, because they're the papers to match the photo. I am going to ink everything with Rusty Hinge. I was going to go a grey, and I went, no, I think I want to bring out a little bit more of the orangey colour. So Rusty Hinge, not Dusty Hinge. Rusty Hinge will be my ink of choice. I have worked out my backing, and then my, I want to frame it as well. Like, I don't want to just have a plain background, if that makes sense. I want to put it on a frame it with I can't talk, a bit of the back. So there are those two papers. And then because there were so many on that layout torn papers, I wanted to make sure that I had a good selection and they sort of all went together. So I pulled out a heap of papers and I've narrowed it down to these ones. That's just a scrap. This is a Stampin' Up paper, but it's the right sort of greys. A yellow one from, I can't read upside down, from High Tea Collection from, is it Delish? I don't know. Who are they? No idea. Says Delish. Anyway, oh yeah, delishdesigns.com. And then this is a old basic grey in the orangey colour, another basic grey in like a water washed yellow oranges, and then this is a no name, oh no, it's another basic grey, Piccadilly. So they are the papers I have to use, and I have an idea in my mind what I'm doing. So let's get this page started. there you have my page. looking at it now, I'm standing up, I can see this is crooked, but like I've said before, if it's nothing crooked, it's not my page. Anyway, I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think that film strip worked really great. The embellishments, clusters either side, meant that I didn't have to cut any of the photo off. I could still see the bits I wanted to see, and it looks fantastic. Love the big heading, so pleased with how that came out. I was going to try and pop them in and then tape them on the back and then raise them on foam, but when I did that, it was really noticeable that I must have cut this one slightly wrong. That, or I did this on the wrong side and it's actually upside down, I don't know. But there was a gap around here, you could see it was really noticeable. When it's glued to the page, you can't notice it as much, so they're just going to be stuck to the page, not raised. That's okay, doesn't matter. And I love all the layering of the papers. That was so much fun to do. I love doing that. I didn't curl them up. I think they're fine just as they are. But I did add another little cluster down here, which I think it needed. Yeah, and that is it. That is the page done. If you have any questions about anything I've used, or technique, or products, or anything like that, just leave a comment below. And make sure you check out the playlist, also listed below in the description box, that has everyone playing along this month in Off the Board. If you like this page, give me the thumbs up. If you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing, hitting that notify bell so you know when my next video comes out. Thank you so much for watching, and have a scrap happy day. Bye bye.